Hello everyone, welcome to episode 1 of the Nottingham Forest job. And you can see here that we are ensconced in the manager's position already. The first game of the season is around the corner. And for those of you that have already watched episode 0, and for those of you who haven't yet, I would advise popping in and having a little look at episode 0 because it goes through the setup, my thoughts on the squad, and how we might actually try to improve the squad when the transfer window opens in January. Uh, for those of you that have already watched that video, you will probably see that the first game is no longer against Wycombe Wanderers, and the reason for that was because I had forgotten to set up a few little things regarding league structures and transferring certain teams over. I forgot to do the Bundesliga basically, and while I don't intend to move from Nottingham Forest during this particular show, I would like everything else to be correct and as it should be. So I had to restart. Everything has been done the same, but now you can see that our first game of the season is no longer Wycombe. It is now against Huddersfield Town, which is a much more difficult game to start the season with. That being said, the team that we have is exactly the same, and I'm confident that our team will be absolutely fine. I haven't actually reloaded the tactic that I was talking about last time, so there we go. That's been taken care of now. Dawson is going to come off for Worrell, and I believe Yuri Ribeiro will be coming on at left back for Ionu. I don't know if I've got that name right, but I don't think I'm hurting anyone's feelings by not getting it right. As far as our options, it looks like. Do you get that many substitutes in the league? No, I don't think you do. Um, let's think about what we need on the bench. You guys know already that I am not a big one for having a goalkeeper on the bench, so straight away let's put Sal up there. Bashiru can go up there. Dawson is only a centre back. Figueiredo can cover right back. Guerrero's definitely going to be in that first 7. 3, 4, 6, 7. Let's put Taylor in amongst there as well because he can play on either flank. And who else? Who else? Who else? Could go for Cafu. Let's throw Cafu into the mix in the place of, let's say, Dawson. Sorry, Mr. Dawson. Right, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so that seems like a fairly balanced bench. We'll go with that anyway. Let's click on next and get into the first game of the season. We are playing on Superstar from the get-go this go around, and I've got a slightly different camera setup to last time. We are still using wide, but it's zoomed out a little bit more, which gives me slightly more vision of the pitch and really just allows me to see the options available to me a little bit clearer. So it's helped me out so far. I don't know if it's necessarily going to translate to a better viewing experience, but I don't think it's going to be a worse one. Looks like some of our players have been called up to their national teams. So let's have a look at player status and see who got called up. So McKenna, Ionu, Arta and Sal have all been called up to their national teams. Cyprus don't really have much strength in depth, looks like. And Luke Freeman has been brought in on loan from Sheffield United. He's naturally a left midfielder. Interesting. so he's not a permanent member of the team. I have to remember that makes the need for an attacking midfielder even more pressing, actually, because he's our first choice in the centre of the park there, as it is. Yeah, you see, Freeman is rated as a 70-something as a left midfielder, but if you try putting him out on left wing forward, he drops to 67. He doesn't really have the same... I don't know, I think he can still do a job out there if he needs to. But like primarily, I think he's going to be an attacking midfielder, and he is our first choice attacking midfielder in the early going of this save. We might look to bring, as I mentioned on episode 0, which is available right now. They're both episode 0 and episode 1 releasing on the same day. Did mention the fact that we needed to strengthen in that position, and I also mentioned that we might bring Harrington in from the youth team. So, press conference, first season, first match as manager of Nottingham Forest, the former European champions. How does it feel? We'll make the fans proud. I'm not going to promise a title this early on. Are you kidding me? You don't need that kind of pressure. We've already told the board that we're aiming for mid-table. Here we go, we'll get the cinematic in the dressing room now, where magically you can hear clapping and footsteps. But apparently, I have brilliant psychic powers, because I'm able to tell these players, you see here that clap, 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 I can tell these players all of this information at the bottom without saying a word. Maybe they can read the subtitles. Maybe that's it. Those subtitles aren't just for us, they actually appear in front of me. I'm that talented as a manager that I'm able to make subtitles appear in front of me. Okay, once more we'll have a quick look at the game plan just to make sure everyone's feeling okay, and it looks like they are, so that's good. Huddersfield playing in blue and white stripes, and we of course are playing in Garibaldi red. If you don't know why it's called Garibaldi red, I go over it in episode 0. Check it out right now. You can always come back to this after you've watched it. And remember, if you're not a subscriber, please do click that subscribe button if you're enjoying what you're seeing, or if you do enjoy what you see here. And you can click that like button if you really want to as well. I'm not going to force you, but it would be lovely if you would. I had a look at the analytics recently, and apparently 87% of everybody that watches my videos is not subscribed. Wow. That's a big number. That's a big number. I'm shooting to get that down to at least 85. So here they are walking out onto the pitch. I'm loving these kits from PES Universe. They've done a really good job this year, as they always do. There's still a few things to come from them. Version 3 is on its way, I'm told. And hopefully it will put the J-League in place, along with fixing one or two tiny little issues that are left over from the German sides that weren't licensed. There's one or two players, according to what I'm hearing through the grapevine, that weren't included in the version 2 update or the 2.1 update. And hopefully they'll find their way in with the version 3 update. So here's the starting lineup. Those of you who are familiar with the way that I play Pro Evolution Soccer will know that it's slightly different, because we're playing 2 defensive midfielders, 1 attacking midfielder, and the wingers are slightly more withdrawn than they normally would be. What I'm hoping is that, and what has worked out so far, is that when the winger on one side gets the ball, the other one really bursts to try and get into the box. And it just means that the man in possession has a little bit more ahead of him, a little bit more that he can see, and a little bit more he can pass into. He's not as pent up. Right, so here we go. Lewis Graben kicks off, and the first game of the season is underway. Carl Jenkinson starting off, plays the ball in field to Joe Lolly. And Colback now has it, plays it out to McKenna. I wanted to get it out to Ribeiro quickly, but that didn't happen. Here's Shola Amiobi quickly. We've already made a good start. Cross into the box is intercepted. Ribeiro will get underneath this. Heads it out to Freeman, who finds Amiobi. And I thought for a second we were going to get our first chance of the season under our belts. Oh, that's nice if Jenkinson can control this. Huddersfield under siege here, and a long shot from Colback. Doesn't cut the mustard. But so far, we're playing very nicely. Very happy with this football so far. Got to win that header. Defender doesn't quite manage it, but he does win the foul instead. So we start off from the goalkeeper here. Samba will just play this one along the floor out to Ribeiro, and we can start again from the back. Harriata dropping deep to collect the ball, plays it out to Jenkinson, knocks it in immediately. Jenkinson wins it back. He does very well to win it back. Out to Ribeiro, plays it through to Amiobi, into the middle, and it just finds its way out of play before it can find its way into the danger area. But that's good play. I think Amiobi just needed a little bit more time. Just needed to turn on the ball before he tried playing that. And that's a lovely pass through to Ward. And McKenna has conceded the free kick here. It's not in a massively dangerous position. They do take the quick kick. And Ribeiro does really well to win that. And Amiobi's away here down the left-hand side. Into Graben. Amiobi's away. And the defender does well to play it against Amiobi. It goes out, though, for a corner. What's going on here? Oh, that's the... I'm just looking at the sun. For a second, I thought to myself, that doesn't look realistic at all. But actually, it kind of does make a lot of sense. Amiobi with the ball again. That's a Ribeiro. Brilliant strength from Ribeiro. Crosses into the middle. Graben was underneath. Freeman. Still Freeman. Takes a shot. Schofield collects. And rolls it out quickly. Huddersfield have been very much the away side here, although they could have a chance here. Grant on the ball now. Ah, it's brilliant from Worrell. Not brilliant passing, though. He was looking for Freeman. He couldn't find him. Bakuna. Eiting now. Pritchard. Back to Eiting. Plays it into the box. Here's Grant. He's got a chance and he's scored. Huddersfield are 1-0 up. Very much against the run of play, but Nottingham Forest switched off for just a second, and that was all that Huddersfield needed to take an unlikely lead. This is not the way that we hoped the season would take off. It's a lovely pass into him, in fairness, and he does well to turn on the ball and just punts it across the goal. Goalkeeper can't stop it, and it ends up nestling in that bottom corner. Look at this touch. Lovely control, and just with the outside of the boot, he almost toe punts it. That's not a Championship striker's finish. And so here we are, familiar position, 1-0 down. Jenkinson. Ah, no. He's trying a bit too hard there. Toffiolo to Schindler. Stearman. Long ball forward. Defender's got it. Oh no, that header was not accurate enough though. And Huddersfield recover the ball in the middle of the park. Ariata's doing the job of two men to try and win the ball back here. And that will go over harmlessly for a goal kick. Despite having the better of the game so far, Nottingham Forest are 1-0 down here. It's a shame, they deserve more. Ah, no. I saw the man moving as I played the pass. I should have known better. Right, Lolly keeps the ball in, loses out to Schindler though. But it's okay because Schindler puts it out of play for a throw-in. Lolly's got away with that one a little bit. Jenkinson into the box. Oh, that's a lovely shot. The goalkeeper does well to keep it out. I think that might have been Luke Freeman. Just looked to scoop it. It's a brilliant stop. I think it might have clattered against the crossbar if the goalkeeper hadn't got anything on it. Into the box. Colback underneath. Doesn't get to it. He's going to get out as far as Yuri Ribeiro. Although he's going to have trouble here, and actually he loses out. And there's the half-time whistle. It's 1-0 to Huddersfield at half-time here. Not the best of starts for Nottingham Forest, despite what has been a very good first half for them. Good possession, good number of shots. Haven't made any clear-cut chances though, and that's the big difference. Need to get that ball into Graben. Give him the opportunity to score, and he will more often than not take it. Ariata. Into Freeman. Oh no. This ball's just a bit too straight there. Bakuna, he's got past Freeman. Can he get past Colback? No, he can't. Graben is just nudged a little bit by the player off the ball, and that's going to be a free kick to him. It's a good call from the referee. Out to Jenkinson. Freeman loses it, but manages to get it back. Colback doesn't do the same though, and Ward runs away with it. Colback struggling to keep up with him. This could be trouble. Ariata now. Centre of the park. Oh, nearly. Freeman runs away from the ball. No explanation as to why. Bakuna and Grant combining to good effect. Colback trying to get back on his man. Arter underneath the ball. Can he win the header? Yes, he can. Lolly can't get to it in time. Bakuna has it back. Huddersfield are slowly but surely growing into this game. Oh, it's 2-0. A lovely near post header from Grant, who's doubled his lead and doubled his tally. Good strength from the player there. Held off 2 tackles from 2 different Forest players before playing it in low and hard, and all Grant had to do was direct it. Goalkeeper never stood a chance. And now Forest are 2-0 down, sinking without trace. And what was a good start to a match has really disappeared and disintegrated into nothing of the sort. Ariata. Oh my God. What a terrible pass. He just passes it straight to the feet of the man in front of him. Long ball forward. Colback's not going to get onto this in time. Oh, he does win the tackle though. Here's Graben. Can't hold on to the ball. Arter plays it out wide to Jenkinson. Back inside to Arter. Here's Colback. Just can't find that final ball. Oh dear, it's not really working out today. Arter with the header. Graben now. Bakuna. Done really well in midfield for Huddersfield today. Ribeiro wide on the left. Cross into the box, but it's too easy for the goalkeeper. We've left it far too late for changes, but I'm going to make one. And Graben, who hasn't really done anything wrong today, but hasn't done anything right either, is going to come off. The ball's probably not going to go out of play between now and the end of the match, so those changes aren't even going to have a chance to take an effect. It's almost certain now that 2-0 down, we are losing this match. Could put the ball out of play, but frankly it would be a waste of time as the final whistle goes and the first match of the season ends in a very, very disappointing 2-0 loss to Huddersfield Town. Nottingham Forest have got no one to blame but themselves. Lacklustre defending for both goals really. As well taken as they were, it was down to poor positional play from the Forest defenders. As you can see here, the player allowed with no one on his back to turn and play the ball into the net. And the second goal in the second half was also a product of poor marking. 2 players having a go at the man that made the assist, and neither of them able to win the ball. Hopefully we'll have a better reaction in tomorrow's episode. But that is going to do it here from the City ground. Carl Jenkinson getting a 4.5. I bigged him up in episode 0 as well. Oh well, never mind. Grant, unsurprisingly, getting the Man of the Match award. A 7.5 for his efforts. A brace for the big man up front for Huddersfield. And while I'm sure it's not the worst result today, and in fact it isn't, you can see Wycombe Wanderers, who we should have played first game of the season, going down 4-1 to Barnsley. That's probably going to put us third bottom. Fourth bottom. Equal second bottom. So not the best of starts for the new manager of Nottingham Forest. But hey, it's not any worse than how they've started in real life. Until next time, thank you very much for watching, take care, and hopefully when we reconvene tomorrow, I'll have some good news to share with you. Bye bye.